As we head into week 3 of Trump's war with Iran, a U.S. official tells MS Now the U.S. is sending up to 5,000 additional service members, including the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit and several additional ships to the Arabian Sea. This comes as Iran continues to defy threats from the U.S. to potentially bomb its oil infrastructure unless it opens up the Strait of Hormuz and stops menacing ships that try to pass through. Approximately 20% of global oil trade and 20% of liquefied natural gas supply flows through that narrow passage. This morning, our own Ayman spoke with the Iranian foreign minister, and for the first time, the foreign minister signaled the Strait of Hormuz is open, just not to the U.S. and their adversaries. Listen to this.
The Strait of Hormuz is open. It is only closed to the tankers and ships belong to our enemies, to those who are attacking us and their allies. Others are free to pass. Of course, many of them prefer not because of their security concerns. This has nothing to do with us.
And joining us now from the Strait of Hormuz is Inzamam Rashid, a Dubai-based freelance correspondent. Inzamam, thank you for giving us your time this evening. The foreign minister says the strait is open. Meantime, Trump today said, quote, many countries, especially those who are affected by Iran's attempted closure of the Hormuz Strait, will be sending warships in conjunction with the United States of America to keep the strait open and safe. Can you tell us what the functionality of the strait is right now, what the reality is on the ground?
Well, Antonio, look, firstly, on President Trump's position, it feels like that has somewhat changed over the last few days, it's fair to say, because initially he said all is fine, that ships should pass through the strait. We also know that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth yesterday said that there is nothing to worry about here. But there clearly is, because there's over 1,000 ships, vessels, tankers currently waiting in these waters behind me. Around 200 of them are critical oil tankers that many countries around the world are in desperate need of, not just tonight, but they have been over the last couple of weeks, and they will be for the days and weeks ahead. Tonight, I can see dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of tankers parked up to my left. The lights are on this evening, and they just simply can't get through, and they're not going through because of fear. I've even spoken to seafarers over the last few days who say they are worried, who say they are scared, and actually feel the pressure of wanting to pass through. There's fear because they've seen a number of Iranian missiles targeting vessels in these waters, and particularly vessels that also don't have anything to do with this conflict. The other night we saw a Thai flagged carrier targeted where 20 of its crew members had to be rescued. There are at least 3 still missing at sea. So despite Iran today suggesting that it is not allowing US vessels and its allies to pass through, and they're the only people who can't, it is in fact not allowing many others. It's only allowing Iranian oil tankers to go through the Strait of Hormuz heading towards China. And I think what Iran is suggesting is that, well, we're open, we're ready to let these tankers through. That simply isn't the case tonight, Antonio.
Inzamam Rashid, thank you so much for your time this evening.